All right, guys, John Patrick. Of course, the camera decides to adjust as soon as I start the video. John Patrick here. Appreciate it. You know, we build, my team and most of the other people I know in ViSi, build our businesses by sharing samples of our ViSi Trimma weight loss. It's a 3-day sample pack. So there's an existing market out there. We share, people like it, they don't. You know, some people go on to order, some people don't. One of the key things, though, is that we want people to try it and see what results they get from it. And I encourage people, in fact, I've changed my system a little bit when I send out samples, that I'm sending out not only my introductory letter, but a read me first of what to expect, and then also a form that is write down your weight and write down your measurements. Okay, I encourage people throw away the scale, because especially with a 3-day sample, you may not see a marked result on the scale itself. Muscle is heavier, it's denser than fat. So especially if you're working out, you're going to begin to notice changes in your body before you ever notice a change on the scale itself. Now, some people take the pills, some people take the Trimma and immediately feel whatever reduction in hunger, reduction in cravings, clear-headedness. I love the people that have had contact me who say they have ADHD and that they feel like they can think more clearly from it. So I really value this feedback. But what I encourage people to do is not pay attention to the scale. Weigh yourself, but that's not your primary focus. Your primary focus is not what your actual weight is. Your primary focus needs to be how your clothes fit, how your body is reacting to it. A lot of us have built up a lot of toxins that our body stores in fat. So once with ViSi we start detoxing, we're flushing it out with water, we begin to lose that pretty quick. So what I tell people is if they've got, excuse me while I reach over here, if they've got one of these, okay, I don't know if it's called a tailor's ruler or what exactly it would be called, but if they've got one of these, to take their measurements right before they start their 3-day trial. Now, keep in mind, some people try this. They might feel something during the 3 days. They get a bottle. It might be another 30 days before they really start to see a result. It depends entirely on your body and how long it takes for your body to start showing the results. But not everybody has one of these. The best things you can do is go to your dollar store. You can buy these probably in packs of 3 for a few bucks. Go ahead and get one. But if you don't have one, I'm going to show you a cool technique, trick to get your measurements right off the bat. Now, almost everybody has one of these right here. Tape measure. And almost everybody, I'm not doing anything funny, okay? Don't turn off the video yet. But almost everybody has one. Wow, I should not have worn horizontal stripes today, huh? Everybody has a belt. So what you can do is I recommend people take measurements at their chest level, their bust if they're a lady, and right underneath it if they're a lady. So 2 measurements up here, then 1 across the belly button, 1 a few inches below the belly button, more the waist itself, and then 1 across the widest point of the hips. You can get crazy with the measurements you take. You can take your neck, you can take your bicep, you can take whatever you want to, but really those are the ones where you're going to see the biggest results. And what you want to prove to yourself, I'm not giving you something to brag about, I'm giving you something to track that you're actually having results. So what you can do, it's not as exact as using a tape. Again, nothing funny here. Take your belt, and a good example would be, let's do it right here. I'm not going to tell you what this measurement turns out to be, by the way, but pull your belt around. You'd want to do this naked, honestly. But then pinch a point. Whoop, there it is, pinch a point. And then you can lay it out and take the tape measure and actually measure up what that is. So if you don't have one of the flexible tape measures and you're anxious to get started right now, tomorrow morning, and you're not going to go to a dollar store and pick one up, then you know what? Go ahead, take your belt, take a tape measure, measure your belt, and write everything down and track that on a daily basis or a weekly basis. The first 3 days I do daily just to see if you see any results. but on a weekly basis to track your measurements and how ViSi is actually affecting you. So there, I'm trying to save you a couple of bucks. If you don't have one of those, use a belt, use a tape measure. But ultimately, the best thing you can do is get yourself one of those measures, tapes, and measure yourself while you take Trimma. So thanks very much for taking some time with me.